review of Raw for Monday night.
It's John Pollock and Wai Ting. Raw was really long on Monday night. Wai can confirm that. So, Wai, if you had a segment like this, would this have been your better option?
Oh, I wish I had this last week.
Well, we're going to look at Raw, and we're only going to spend 3 minutes doing it because Raw kicked off on Monday night from Detroit, Michigan, and coming off of the big UFC 200 Wai, we did not start with any announcement about Brock Lesnar. Instead, it was a battle royal won by Darren Young, who will now go on to face The Miz for the IC title. Was this an opportunity lost?
Yeah. I mean, I assume they'll talk more about Brock Lesnar in the weeks to come, especially after Battleground. But I thought this was a good way to debut the new Darren Young character.
Darren Young wins, and then the show-long story was Vince McMahon showing up, and it would build to the final segment, the job evaluation with Shane and Stephanie McMahon. They did go over Brock Lesnar's win. JBL apparently scored all 3 rounds for Brock Lesnar. He would probably be the only one. Sheamus murdered Zack Ryder. They're going to do a title program, not involving the winner. Instead, the loser will get the U.S. title shot. The Lucha Dragons, they lost to Tyler Breeze and Fandango. And then we go to the first major part of the show with Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. First off, Seth Rollins debuted a new segment called The Rollins Report, doing a Edge and Christian style interview with one Roman Reigns with tape footage.
Splicing his own footage over an old Roman Reigns interview.
Led to Ambrose coming out. I thought they had a really good back and forth promo, including Dean Ambrose cutting the first lengthy, serious promo I can recall from the guy in WWE.
And they are slated to have a one-on-one match for the title next week.
On Raw, they will be next week. That was announced, as was Sami Zayn against Kevin Owens for Battleground. But first off, we had Kevin Owens against Cesaro after Owens had Sami Zayn ejected from commentary. They went about 12 minutes. Kevin Owens won with a spinning neck breaker off of his shoulders. New finish for Kevin Owens, and I thought a good match.
Good match. Post-fight angle involves Sami Zayn coming in and attacking Kevin Owens.
Heath Slater lost to Titus O'Neil. There's no analysis provided there. Enzo and Cass took on Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. This ended with a DQ win by Enzo and Cass. And all night long, they had stated John Cena's in California. He's getting ready for the ESPYs with rehearsals. And then at the end of this, John Cena comes out in Detroit and backs up Enzo and Cass, and we're going to get a 6-man at Battleground.
Great reaction for Cena with a legitimate surprise entry here.
Sasha Banks defeated Dana Brooke. And that means they're going to do the match again on SmackDown this week, as per Charlotte's request.
Yeah, I wasn't that impressed with the match, and I don't think I'll be checking out SmackDown for that.
The final segment was the most noteworthy event on Raw. Shane and Stephanie were out, followed by Vince McMahon. Vince went over their performances running Raw and SmackDown. It led up to both cutting promos about why they should be running SmackDown Live, which is the new terminology. And it was Shane that was decided upon to run SmackDown. Stephanie will run Raw. But the positioning this way was kind of like Raw is like the outdated show, and SmackDown's going to be new and a lot of changes occurring.
Sure, SmackDown needs the boost, but they'll also be announcing a GM each next week.
2 GMs next week. That was Raw in 3 minutes.